All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the motherfucking podcast at the studio. I don't even know if you guys gave it a name.
Woo woo.
This is Clifford Conway, motherfucking drummer extraordinaire, nutritionist.
Yeah, right.
Fucking trainer of doves.
Hey, I ain't Mike Tyson. Oh wait, that's pigeons.
You play in the band Kith. So, what's up, man?
How's it going?
It's going, man. Thanks for having us. As you can see, there's a lot of magic happening in this fucking room. He's got all his drum kits in the back. I like to think that this is a new spotlight for a podcast for you guys listening and watching. The reason why is, this is my personal opinion, but Cliff is on my top 5 rankings of best drummers in San Gabriel Valley.
Yes.
Let alone, I could say Southern California.
I made it.
There's only a few evil bosses to beat before you get to the final boss, which is fucking Tony Royster Jr.
Oh man, that's like level 8.
Yeah, it's that
dash 4.
motherfuckers. Yeah, but one thing I wanted to really spotlight in this podcast is him, because not only is he talented, but no one knows who the fuck you are. It's so weird. And well, I'll give you the basics. He plays in the band Vigester. Vigester, of course, I've plugged in on the podcast many times. And I've had Kyle Guerrero on the podcast as well, who is the front man and also, I guess you could say, just the lead guitar player of the band, because there's no other guitar player that plays in the band, except for the backing tracks.
Yeah.
But
hey, quit beating around the bush. He your nephew in line.
But tell me, what I always wanted to know, I mean, I only know a little bit. How the fuck did it all start?
Let me take you back to the beginning. 1963.
God.
Summer of Love.
You like, I just look like I'm 56, but I look like I'm 25.
Nah, back to the beginning, man. Can't think farther.
Like, when do you remember when you first started? Well, first and foremost, let me ask you this: was drums the first instrument you picked up?
It was not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was it?
No, I was gonna take drumming. Like, I think it was like in 5th grade. I was trying to think of like, well, when you're young, like what hobbies can I get into? Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I really like music. Yeah. I was like into like bands like Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins,
right. Well, who was the influence in your household? Was it your mom or
my mom and dad? Like, they were always playing good music.
That's so dope. I see them at every show.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, they're big music fans, like still to this day.
All right.
And they were always playing good stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got exposed to
so I got exposed
really
to good music,
music
like
really.
Freaking James Taylor, Sting.
Oh God, that's
stuff like that. The Clash. Always playing. We'd go on road trips and then like they would just play their favorite music
on the cassette tape or the 8-track.
It was actually CD. And no, it was tape. It was tape.
Like, I don't speak broke.
No, at first it was tape, then it was CD. Nah, but so I was like hearing this like phenomenal music like at a really young age. So that's what
was the first band that really stood out to you that they exposed you to?
Ooh, that's tough.
Like that one, there's always that one band you're like, fuck, who's this? And they keep playing it, but
yeah, it was probably the Police.
Oh yeah. Okay, I understand.
Thinking back, yeah.
God, you got exposed to some good shit.
And like my uncle too, like showed me Metallica like way back when.
So what was your first impression when you heard that?
Shout out to Uncle Jopey.
What was your first impression?
I was just like, what is this? I think it was the live
shit binge and purge.
Yeah, exactly. It was either that or it was like Enter Sandman.
Oh God.
And I was just like, awesome. What is this? It's so cool.
Wow.
But yeah.
So
I was just around a lot of people that appreciated good music.
But what happened 5th grade? You decided to...
I was going to take drums. And then I was like, man, I got to learn drumming. It seems really cool. And like I think my uncle was like, yeah, you should be a drummer. So I was telling my mom, like, I want to get into drumming. And then she like went to like the local music shop. I want to get my son lessons. And then the music teacher there was like, we have a prerequisite. You have to start out on like the drum pad. And like, I didn't even know what that meant. I was just like a little kid and I'm like this sounded awful. I don't even know what a drum pad was. I was like, I'll do it. I was like, whatever it is, I'll do it. And then they don't want the students to go right to drum kit, you know?
Right.
So then my uncle, like, I think he played drums like briefly when he was a kid. I told him that, and he's like, don't do it. He's like, oh, that sucks, man. He's like, the drum pad is the worst.
Oh,
so then I was like, oh, shoot. Like, my parents didn't have like $600 or whatever to get a drum kit, you know?
Damn, that's fucking cheap. Back in the day.
Back in the day, that would be like $1,200 now, but like they said, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. It seems like a lot of steps involved. Like you got to take lessons on a pad for a year or whatever. Wow. So then they were like, oh, guitar seems a little more accessible and cheap. So like they bought me a guitar through a friend, and I thought I knew how to play like instantly, and I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. Like I was just like,
felt natural.
Yeah, it felt natural, and I was like, oh, I know how to play this. And I was like, look, I'm playing like these songs I like songs I heard on the radio. I was like, I could figure it out, and I couldn't. But like I was telling myself I could. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I started messing around with it, and I liked it a lot. So I got pretty good at it, like just because. Well, actually, Kyle's dad's one of his close friends. Yeah, was on the fire force with him. Yeah, he showed us how to play these songs when we were like.
What were the first songs that you?
It was like Nirvana, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and "Come As You Are." Yeah, man, this is taking me back. But
did you ever learn "Glycerine" from Bush?
Oh yeah, we did. We played it. We covered it. Like we were pretty young too. But yeah.
So guitar, and both of you were kind of playing guitar together?
Yeah, we were playing guitar together. Like, we both got one in, like, we're in 5th grade. Okay. And, like, we both got them within a few months of each other. And we were, like, so gung-ho about learning it. Like, yeah. Wow. Like, especially that lesson we got from the guy. Like, we got kind of lucky because we got, like, within a few weeks of getting the guitar, we got lessons. That's pretty from this guy. And, like, he literally showed us how to play 2 songs, and we learned it on the spot. Like, so it was kind of cool.
Well, I mean, talk about reaping the benefit of the whole package, dude. Like, you just bought a guitar. Cool. Here's the first song you're going to learn.
Exactly. Yeah, we figured it out. We, like, freaking learned it in a few hours. And, like, it was just something that was there. Like, oh, well, we have this guitar. Yeah. And it was kind of in the background, but, like, we'd pick it up and play what we knew, what we learned. And then I think it wasn't that serious. Like, we played a talent show.
I remember seeing a picture of that.
Yeah, we did a talent show off the song. It was "Come As You Are."
So you guys played it together?
Yeah, we played double guitar, and then I sang it, and then like
you sang it,
and I just like while I was singing, I stopped playing. And Kyle kept it going, and then like when it was no singing, we would play it together. Okay. Well, anyway, like that was just the beginning of it, and then after that, like we'd mess around, but we were doing other stuff like skateboarding and stuff like that, and
backyard
video
wrestling.
games, stuff like that. Well, like time passed, we weren't really playing it that much, and then I wanted to get a bass because I was like, man, we should round this out. Like, we should get more serious. That was like 8th grade, so a few years later, I got a bass. I started learning the songs that Kyle knew, and I learned like a bunch of songs. So then we knew like 20 or 30 songs, like Rage Against the Machine, Bush, stuff like that. Like we would just get tabs online.
Damn, so he's been your music husband for a long time. How cute.
If you want to put it like that way, then
okay. He's my husband. His name is Kareem of Wheat.
Do you take this man in heavenly rifts?
Yes. So, okay, so you guys play the talent show. You guys you start playing bass. I remember you guys.
And I was like happy to learn bass too. I was like, man, this is cool.
Did you
like,
guys have
we were all
drummer?
into Korn, that's the thing.
Oh yeah,
and like the bass was so sick in that. And I was like, oh, happily learn this.
To this day, people still talk shit about Korn. I'm like, shut up. So I remember you guys had another drummer.
Yeah, we had a few drummers back in the day.
So at what point, like, did you like say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit"?
I think it was. We had Kenny Perry. Remember him from True Press?
Oh wow,
he was our drummer in like freaking 10th grade. And like I was still doing bass, Kyle was still doing guitar, and we were both singing actually. And then we're just doing all covers. Yeah, I think it was Granite.
How cute.
Yeah. We were literally driving by Granite State Bank, him and Rovia. Oh. And I pointed I was like, oh, that's a cool name, Granite. I was like, that should be a band name. And Kyle was like, yeah, let's do it.
That's funny.
True story. And then so like we had Kenny Perry playing drums for us. Yeah. We were just doing nonstop covers like And then we learned a bunch of covers, had a few shows, and then something happened where he couldn't play with us anymore. I think he got all into sports or whatever. And then I was like, I think I can figure this out. Like I started looking at tabs. My other friend Gareth played drums too.
Okay.
He freaking was showing me the basics. Like I had only messed with bass and guitar. So then I started learning the drums through Gareth. He was showing me, and then I started looking tabs myself.
Tabs?
Yeah, drum tabs. Like it's just X's and O's, they line up.
I never
It's not like
tab. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like a cheap version of like actual music notes.
Right.
Like it's kind of like the wrong way, but like it's kind of like you look at it, and you can figure it out.
It's funny because I've seen guitar tabs; those I can read. But
yeah, it uses X's and O's just like guitar tabs.
Okay.
So I learned off that, and then I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I was picking it up quick.
Okay.
And I learned like freaking 5 songs in like a month or whatever.
Wow.
I was like, damn, this is cool. Like they probably sounded bad, but I was like, I can make it through this song, like playing with what I thought was right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm like, man, we need drums. Like you need that beat, especially like when you're doing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a different vibe when it's just bass and guitars. Like I was telling Kyle, maybe I should switch to drums because I'm picking this up pretty fast, and we can still do the cover songs, and we can find a bass player easier than another drummer. Because I'm picking this up fast. And then he was like, let's do it.
You're like, okay.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'm figuring this out. And it wasn't that hard. Like, it just, because I think from studying bass, like, I kind of knew music.
Okay.
And I was like, this is so cool. And I loved it. And like, I got it, even though I wasn't even playing drums fully, my parents got me a drum kit because like, I was working. No, well, they helped. I paid for it myself actually. But like, I think they put in like $100 or something. They took me to go get it. I was working at McDonald's.
Mickey
D's. Shout out Arcadia, Foothill Boulevard. You know what's up, Michael Moreno? Give it up.
Oh, let me get a cheeseburger mac sauce.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nice. Okay. So you got the drum kit.
Yeah, I got the drum kit, and like I was still playing bass. I'm like, this is more for fun, And that's when I started messing around. I was like, damn, I'm getting pretty good at this because like even our drummer was using my kit.
Was it the dungeon?
Yeah, that was it was actually pre-dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the
where
dungeon
did you set
was
up
where
the
we used to practice. It was at like we had this 3-bedroom house that I grew up in.
Yeah.
Monrovia. And like the neighbors was getting all mad. I was just learning like Misfits, Metallica, AC/DC. I had tabs for all this, so I was learning all that within months.
All right.
And then it was just on since then.
Wow. And this is what, 10th grade?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
I kind of like gave up bass for drums, but I still had bass in my mind, like in the background.
When did you officially say this is what I'm gonna be?
Probably like a year later, or no, like really? two or 3 years later.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Because not only are you a drummer, but you're also a songwriter.
Yep, that comes from like the bass playing and stuff.
Oh, okay. So all you young kids listening or watching, take it from Cliff. Learn not just one instrument. Learn them all.
Exactly. If you learn one, like it makes learning another one that much easier.
Right. It's evident because you need to know everyone's roles. It's kind of like, I guess you could say it's kind of like playing quarterback a little bit. If people get this analogy, you have to know everyone's assignment, and the more you know it, the more you know how to execute an outcome, a positive one.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like, know your role and shut your mouth.
Just bring it.
Well, it's not that extreme, but.
When do you remember? Well, this is something that I don't know if you would recall. When was your first original song that you wrote? Like from
that would
beginning
have to
end?
be 1953, July 22nd, day before my birthday.
And I named it Roxanne, and I sold it to this guy in Sting I met at Kmart.
Like you hear it? Here it goes.
I don't know, dude.
Wait, before I ask you that, where did Chin High Fist come from?
Chin High Fist?
Yeah, remember that?
That came from Kyle because he was all into fighting.
Let's do it.
And you guys were playing just covers?
No, we had originals.
Okay.
But like we needed a name because we started doing shows and we had no name because we had a metal band in high school.
Right.
We were like playing like metalcore and like death metal and stuff like that.
No shit.
Yeah, and then like like that broke up or whatever, but we still wanted to do shows. And then we're like, oh, we got to be a 2-man band because we couldn't find a bass player.
So it was like the White Stripes before
Yeah,
the White
except
Stripes.
way more technical. No, but way more proggy.
So you guys had
Yeah, so then we had a show booked, and I think we were like, shoot, we have no name. And then Kyle was like, he was training MMA.
yeah.
So like he just came to him chin high fist because that's like what you're doing when you're fighting. You're like blocking your face, you know, getting ready to punch. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It makes sense and it's catchy.
Oh, okay.
So then I don't know what something happened where like it didn't fit the band because we weren't really getting like super like aggressive metally, like hate breed. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't all like that kind of name fits like a hate breed type band, you know, or throwdown or something like that.
What's was a theory of a dead man?
Never listen to them.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's
just
like
kidding. I don't know.
it doesn't fit the personality. Like
yeah, exactly. I think that's what Kyle was saying. He was like chin high fist, like it's not really fight music. It's more like kind of like maybe like techie emotional music.
If you guys are playing math metal, which is what I call, then that's it. Well, I mean, I always say math metal because you and I share a common
more like
interest.
alternative metal, I would say.
Well, you and I share a common interest in this one band, which is Mudvayne.
Oh yeah,
Mudvayne to me,
they're one of my favorite.
You
bands.
can agree, like they have been the essence of. I want to call it ADD metal, ADD rock, because of the transitions that they have in the different time frames. It's just similar to Tool, but just on the heavier side.
Yeah, no, I study the shit out of their songs, dude, because like their song structure kind of fascinated me a little bit.
Okay, so you tell me about the first time you heard LD50. I know that by far.
I think it was from MTV actually. It was like
because they did win an
MTV News.
No, it was MTV2.
This is Kurt
remember? When they won the first MTV2
No, I don't know where it was, but it was like
when they showed
the way they were
holes.
billed. It was like a band that's connected with Slipknot because like I think Slipknot at the time was like kind of like backing them.
Yeah, the whole Tattoo of the Earth tour, remember?
Something like that. They were involved with them, and they're like, "Oh, they paint their face. It's kind of like Slipknot, and it's the same. It's similar genre, like a new metal, you know."
And I got to see them.
So I gave them a shot because I was like, "Damn, this looks cool. Like these guys painting their face." And then their first album was like phenomenal, and like it took me a while to even grasp it. I'm like I was like, damn, I know this is good. And then after I listened to it 100 times, I was like,
very different way.
I really like started dissecting the songs and the structures.
I think out of that whole album, what was the one song you're like, okay, I'm gonna learn this shit from start to finish?
Probably No Forever. Like I think it's
Forever.
Like, that one was like, I was like, dang, this song is nuts. It's like 12 minutes long.
Under My Skin is my favorite one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I also like Eternal Primates.
Dude, that's the best opening riff. In a lot of
that whole album genre, was money.
Yeah, I couldn't. I'm like, okay, and then their sophomore album came out, and I'm like, okay,
I liked it as just as good.
Yeah, dude, and then they just stack it one after the other.
Yeah,
like
I liked every single album, even but like I think it was self-titled, their last album.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a while since I thought about this, but
Forget to Remember is my all-time favorite song.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I'm like, okay.
Dreams of hurricanes, dreams on tidal waves. No.
So now, fast forward, and this is something that I want people to get to know. Obviously, you play in Biogesture now. And you guys have gone. I mean, I'm an open book
traveled
about
the
this
world,
stuff.
aka this area code.
These guys have gone through more bass players than probably ex-wives or girlfriends.
Probably a woman's pad. Nah, just kidding.
And I think here's the thing: is I can't really pinpoint exactly when there was a permanent member at bass, and it was only one guy, and that was Justin. And I wouldn't say permanent. I would say like, you guys have never had one person to marry into the band.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, who would that be?
Mr. Jamie Solis.
Jamie Psycho Saint Solis.
Nah, he held it down for a while.
Yeah, he did. I just had a feeling it was going to be short-lived.
I think we had probably like 7 or 8 bass players.
But-
More than that, maybe like
But
over the years.
In all honesty, I'm not
Going back to then.
nothing against Justin because I don't.
The man knew how to slap the bass.
Yeah, he had his own. He already had his foresight as to what he wanted to do, and I don't think being in a rock band was it. But if he did, he would have been the permanent member. He was my favorite part of the band.
Yeah, he was freaking good, man.
Because I never heard anyone play bass like that in a band before.
Yeah.
That's up and coming.
He took it to another level.
Oh,
I think that's why it really worked. Like we were trying new stuff.
Live was amazing.
Yeah, he was different.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, okay. And of course, it complemented what was already there because only you and Kyle can only do so much. You need that third member.
Yeah.
And then I'm surprised you guys haven't added another guitar player. That's what.
No, but seriously, like the best. What I think we're on the right track with the bass players because like the person we're playing with now, Matthew, he's like
Matthew is
the
a
best
fucking
bass player we've
beast,
ever
dude.
played with.
Yeah, he's the tallest one too that you've ever had,
And the buffest.
and the buffest.
No,
He's sexy.
No, he's got his bass playing down to a T.
Well, for
So-
those of you who don't know, they just played a show just recently at Old Town Pub,
Exactly.
Pasadena. They debuted a new track. Apparently, one of the main contributors was Matt, the new bass player,
Yeah, it's the new song that we played live. Matthew wrote it.
and it's pretty fucking fantastic.
It's a little janty.
I can't wait to. And
We're trying to kind of go towards more janty stuff because like we're trying to bridge the gap between like alternative metal
Yeah.
and gent, like in a weird way.
here's
In that song,
the thing
for example.
too is, and you can agree with me. This is something we were chatting about before. When it comes to releasing music, you look at a band like Tool, and how long it took them to fucking release something.
Oh man, that's kind of a different story though.
It is, but
Like-
let's conceptually. Do you think? You give me your opinion on this. Do you feel you need to rush writing a song, even one, or you think
no.
you should just commit to it and go to the next one?
Exactly. That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it, actually.
Yeah, just commit to it, go to the next one, and then just pick them out
Yeah,
later.
like, well, you can start other ones, but like, you got to finish what you start, you know?
So you agree with me when I say, marry one, get it over with, go to the next one. Marry one, get it over with, go to the next one.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Tupac theory.
What?
Yo, Tupac recorded,
Oh, he did a lot of songs into
yeah,
that.
and he said, we'll just choose them and mix them later. Or
I saw this
re-record.
conspiracy video about him. I was like
please
on
do
the side
tell.
note.
Please do tell.
It was all like Tupac knew he was about to get killed. I was like, what? And it's
Okay.
like right before he died, he did 64 tracks. He knew. I was like, that's not evidence that he knew he was gonna die. And this guy was all going like, nobody made music at this pace. He knew something was coming. He had to get it all out. I'm like, damn, like
He
it's
was
kind of a strong thing to.
indestructible. Here's
No, but he
his
did a
top
lot of
5 songs that could have made it number 5. Untitled.
All eyes on me.
Number 4.
Picture me rolling.
Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A was not even a thing back then. So what will, okay, for you, for example, now that you're doing like your solo stuff, which you've been doing for a while, what is the one objective that you have when it comes to starting a song and then ending it? What is the one thing you have, like, this is the target, and what is it? Is it the girth, the drums,
The girth.
the girth? Is it the engorgement?
That's tough, man. It's really tough. I would just say I want to be happy with it when I'm done. Like
in some
in some
are
kind of
you?
way. Like, yeah, usually if I spend a long time on it, I hope I'm happy with it because like that's just kind of the goal, is to be like something that makes me happy, you
Right.
know, that I can picture other people liking too. I think that's every musician's goal when they're writing a song, you know.
So what
They
is
want it to help to please them, but they also like, you kind of want other people to
right?
like it too, you know.
Right, of course.
So
So what in your words, what is the biggest challenge that you encounter as you're writing a song? What do you think it is?
biggest encounter,
Like the biggest fucking challenge and the biggest obstacle. You're like, fuck. That makes you go, fuck. How am I gonna get around this?
going to work when you're working on it. I'm just kidding.
You're like my lifestyle.
Nah, I would probably say That's really tough, man. Like,
because you do come.
even though I was joking, that is kind of serious. Like having to take breaks in it. Where it's like, damn, I wish I had the time to just freaking get 36 hours with my sleep in there and then just work on this, you know?
Right.
Because like sometimes getting sidetracked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but you always get back to it, but like just life gets in the way, you know?
Of course. I mean, a lot of people, especially some of my young listeners that I know for a fact listen to this podcast, they like to know from people like you who have been doing it. Come on, dude. Think about your tenure. How long have you been writing songs for now?
20 years.
Probably more. I can honestly say
I was a little kid. Yeah.
Two decades at least. And this is what you have to offer. This is your contribution to them because they're young. What is the biggest piece of advice that you would give them right now when it comes to writing music? What is the one thing?
I would probably say just study and practice.
Key.
It's kind of basic.
Very key, man.
Like study, like listen to music that you really like and analyze it.
Yeah.
And try to figure out like what were they thinking? Like how did these writers, how did this drummer, how did this guitar player, singer, like how did they come up with it?
Right.
Who did they like? And then kind of just practicing a lot, like dedicating the time, but you kind of have to like it. Like, cause if it's like work, then it's like, why am I doing this?
A lot of listeners basically don't know how to model themselves over something.
Okay.
I mean, not listeners, a lot of my young listeners, they don't know how to. The best analogy I can come up with is when you're trying to play a sport. You model your playing style over someone that you watched.
Exactly.
In this case, you someone that you've listened.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I can see what you're saying with sports. Like the people that are good at sports, they're naturally good. Like,
yeah.
Well, there's some people that work at it, like, but like a lot of times people gravitate towards it because like they love it. Like the athletes that are like the elite, they kind of like, it's probably not as hard for them to get involved in practice and because they love it. So it's not hard work for them because they see the benefit of it. Right. And it's just a no brainer. Okay. Like I'd say the people that really love music, like in order to do music, you have to like love it, you know, but it's not really like, for me at least, like it was so natural. It wasn't like, I gotta sit down and study this song. Like it was just like, I wanted to, like, it was a no brainer, you know?
All right. So
you gotta build up that passion, whether that's listening to new music, finding new music on your own, and just finding stuff that you love, because like that's gonna keep you motivated.
Got it. A lot of wires are crossed with this shit because you know as well as I do, there's a lot of young and up and coming artists or aspiring artists that just follow the herd. Mm-hmm. But you hit the nail on the head when you said you have to be into it.
Exactly.
Because if you're just doing it for
because then you might lose gain. I mean, you might lose interest in it. Like say you're like, I don't know.
Well, you're right though.
I'm pretty sure everybody who does it is into it. So like,
but I know a handful that. Well, here's the thing. I know a handful. You can't
kid yourself in it. You got to be into it or not. You know?
I know a handful that are confused. They don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah, and that's probably with everything. You know.
But you know your why. You know why you were doing it, and you just did it, and you try to fulfill yourself, and then try to entertain people at the same time.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what I was saying, but I don't usually think about it. But yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, you're not playing in front of cats and dogs. I mean, even though you do right here, but fuck yeah. I mean, that's for those listening and watching. I mean, I know a lot of you would come to me for advice regarding that stuff, but I mean, I'm only one person, and then I get people like Cliff that I'm not going to say you surpassed my level of songwriting, but your level of songwriting is just way more next level than what I would do.
Yeah, well, with Vigester, probably.
Well, not than the stuff that you're doing now.
I don't know, man. You've come out with some good stuff, dude.
I'm very one-dimensional.
I've seen your SoundCloud.
Yeah, this guy has a really good SoundCloud, like freaking bangers.
But my expertise is obviously the mixing, the editing, and stuff like that. But switching gears here a little bit, let's talk about something that just came up recently, and then you give me your
Let's
opinion.
talk about Tito Puente.
Tito's Puentes.
Let me just take a little shot here.
The shot is shot.
Shotty shot never hurt nobody.
What yeah, my liver's trash from the weekend, so
My liver's trash.
my liver's trashed.
Such a douchebag, my
You know
liver.
what
Oh my
what
god,
it is, dude. You ever just drank for like maybe 2 or 3 consecutive days, and then you're like, okay, you have one really kind of hangover-ish session, but you do it the next day, and during the middle of drinking, you just get like that weird headache, and then it goes away because you keep drinking.
Yeah. Know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
then the next day you wake up fine, and then you drink again.
Let's just say
the
it's
next
a
day
good
you
week
wake up
if I
fine.
don't have that twice.
It's so weird. Like, I don't know how alcoholics do it, dude. I really don't. Funny
I
story.
was joking about that, by the way. Don't be scared, Mom.
My mom had an ex-boyfriend that literally, dude, he'd come to my mom, like come over with a 32, finish it all by himself. But
Damn,
like,
a
yes,
32?
yes.
Holy crap.
Pass
That's like your
out.
daily calories.
Pass out, wake up, walk to the liquor store, get another 32, finish it, pass out, 7 a.m, walk again, come back. It was like, whoa.
And then he would crash
dude.
for like a few days.
No, then you go to work.
Holy, that's crazy,
You
man.
go to work, come back, do it all over again. He did that for like 4 years straight, got a DUI, got clean and sober, in jail, got out, all over again. And it's like, whoa, dude, like, what's
the
the
human
longest
body can
consecutive,
freaking handle a lot.
what's the longest you've gone just straight drinking?
It's been a while, man.
Whether it was
That's
binging
probably
or
been
not.
my my more party days, like straight out of
Monday
high
through
school.
Sunday?
Yeah, I'd probably say like 6 days.
Oh,
Sounds bad, kind of, but
well, I
nah.
mean, you have one day of rest,
Yeah,
and you probably have like a Bloody Mary, just to have hair of the dog, so it kind of counts as 7.
Bloody Mary. I've always hated those, man.
I mean, you and I have known people that are bingers Monday through Sunday,
Yeah,
and I'm like, how do you guys do it?
yeah, it's
dude?
rough, man. There was
Do
a
they
point
wake
in
up
time
hungover
when
is my
I was
question.
drinking more.
That's my biggest question.
You just build up that tolerance, kind of, you know.
Yeah, that's so weird. Because even with pot smoking, I remember doing it daily, but I would get high. Mm-hmm. There wasn't
You
a
build
point.
up that tolerance.
Yeah, there was not a point. No, for me, it was.
Why am I doing this?
I'd always get the reefer, and I'd always get high, and I didn't care about the world. Don't look at me. But anyway, switching gears here, but I know we're doing some product placement here, but what's his name? Chris Fenn
Oh yeah, Chris Fenn.
from Slipknot. I read
What is his number 3?
the guy with the fucking dick nose. That guy, one of the
I think
percussionists.
I'm pretty sure he's number 3.
Those listening, those watching, what's happening is one of my favorite bands of all time, Slipknot, had a member in the band that apparently was not being paid the proper and correct royalties as a full-time member of the band, because apparently the other members of the band went behind his back, or I don't know if other members of the band's back,
This was kind of an odd one.
and formed third-party companies to
Yeah.
basically get in all the revenue
Exactly,
stream.
you got it.
Well, first and foremost, I've read all the ultimatums, and
It seems like it's like a he said, she said, which
well,
it
it's
always
so weird
is. But
because my main motherfucker, Corey Taylor,
yeah, he's kind of acting like I don't know anything
like,
about
dude,
this.
he's calling bullshit. Like, dude,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
Oh man,
But
it's so
Chris is
I was kind of surprised
filing
by
a
this one
lawsuit, Yeah.
because like they've been a band for so long. Apparently,
Dude.
Chris Fenn, the percussionist, stage right. Nah, I don't know.
Stage. No, he's stage left.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Sean.
Well,
is stage right.
sorry. Nah,
The clown's on the right.
nah. He's. I think he joined the band. He's like one of the first 5 people in the band.
Yeah, 98.
He joined in like 98. Yeah, like right before they made it
went
big.
in. Yeah,
Like,
right
but
right
he
before they
wasn't
went
an
in with
original
Ross.
member, but he was like the 5th or 6th member,
Yeah.
and he was always just percussion. Like that
That's
was
so
his
weird,
forte.
yeah.
But also he was a songwriter with him,
Yeah.
supposedly. He like I guess he was he's kind of always in the background.
Yeah.
But I guess he contributed a lot to their albums, like from hearing from the interviews.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, like out of nowhere, he came and said that like the band had started secret like merch companies in different states.
Secret merch companies. in
Like
different
they were
states.
selling all these Slipknot shirts, and like they never told him. And like it's like a gray area because like the other members in the band aren't suing, you know.
What?
I think that like Clown and Corey,
Yeah.
Sean and Corey, like they're like the leaders of the band supposedly. Like
Yeah.
they're the ones who handle the
pretty much
business, and
the
they're the
faces.
ones who knew about all these secret accounts. And out of nowhere, Chris is suing and saying like he didn't know about this money coming in, but none of the other members are suing, and they didn't know either. Supposedly,
Whoa.
it's kind of like a tricky thing, but it sounds ugly as hell.
It's fucked up because money completely changes people. Everyone
Yeah, but
knows that.
I'm like, how did he not know about these accounts? Like, he's been in the band for 20 years.
I would assume being that long in a band, there would be some transparency, right? Like, okay, Cliff, I know you're gonna be doing your side stuff. It's cool. I mean, you're open about it. You're gonna be developing your own brand on the side. Has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna start," XYZband.com with my name tagged up on it, and I don't want you guys a part of it. Of course, that's gonna cause friction. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you
We're
think that's
XYZ
what happened,
band.
maybe?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the times I've met.
oh,
all
then
of
did
them,
you see what the lawyer for Slipknot said? I was like,
I didn't
damn,
read
that's
that part.
harsh.
I didn't read that.
He came
part.
out and said, Chris knows he's always been a hired gun. I was like, damn,
Whoa,
that's
what
a
the
mess.
Fuck?
Yeah. That's what they came out and said.
Oh man, that
And
is
it's
fucking
like,
crazy.
I don't know if he really knew that or like legally, you know.
Well, when it comes, here's the thing is,
And it sucks because he's been in it from the beginning.
yeah,
almost.
This is where a lot of people that get into situations like this, it doesn't happen as much now because people got smart and actually read contracts and try to understand the verbiage involved. Like the one word that everyone sees the first time is the word herein. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that word. All right, so herein basically means included in the
Okay.
contract. Like,
Yeah,
this
something
is-
happened
yeah.
where he thought he was, but now they're saying he wasn't. They might have the legal high ground, you know.
that's so fucked
But I
up.
was like,
though,
damn,
dude.
it just sucks to see Slipknot like.
Well, first it was
kind of
Paul
like
that passed
implode.
away.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
and then
Joey
Joey
left the
got kicked
band.
out, or
Yeah, he did get booted, right?
and Joey was the freaking founder. Honestly,
That's beyond me. I don't even know how that happened. I can imagine
Yeah.
how it happens, but how does and he was one of the main songwriters too, alongside with Paul.
yeah,
Because I didn't know that Joey wrote a lot of the guitar
yeah, he did.
riffs,
Him and Paul
for the
were
first
the main
album.
writers. I know that.
and Mick and Jim pretty much just waltzed in and took over. That is fucking crazy, dude. That is crazy. But
What if he ends up joining the band again? That'd be cool, kind of. But like,
It would.
it'd be like there would always be that like drama, like tension.
Yeah, it's kind of Motley Crue-ish in a way with Vince Neil.
Oh, did they sue him too?
I don't know what happened with that, but it
I'm
was
super
his
curious
whole,
to see how this turns out. You know,
Yeah, it's
I'm just
bizarre.
like, damn.
But that I wanted to talk to you about that, and then you just sent me a video just recently that has Blink 182 and Lil Wayne doing
Yeah.
"What's My Age Again."
Yep.
And
The
it's
mixed
him
with a
rapping in the
Millie.
verses.
Yeah, I think he's doing the verses from a Millie
Okay,
that he had back in the day.
okay, it just sounds different because it's in this song.
Yeah, but like that was
Well-
interesting.
Ooh, okay, my immediate peers saw that shit and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well,
And
they're
I'm like,
going on tour together, so it's a promo video
I-
in a
I
way,
s-
and they dubbed it as a live video.
It's so fucked up because everyone's feeling like he butchered the song.
Who, Lil Wayne?
Yeah, but I'm like, well, if that's the case, then you have to say the same for Jay-Z with Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, that was kind of
'Cause
dope though.
I like Lil Wayne. I do. I've been a fan of his.
Yeah, I felt like
music for a long
Travis
time.
killed it. He always kills it, dude.
Travis
I'm a
is
huge
he's
Travis
a
fan.
next level motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Like who drums like that? And to think,
He always holds it down.
I've never seen him play double kick, double bass.
Yeah, he doesn't play double kick.
but he can.
Yeah, I'm
the
sure he
crazy
can.
part, but that's not his style. And then that's one thing. You as a double,
Yeah, he
kick,
went off on that. And
You
but
as a
like the
double
thing
kick
that
player.
was like Mark Hoppus sounded kind of like out of tune a little bit, like or just had
He
pitch
always-
problems. But
he
like
always sounds
which
like
is
that.
common live, But
Yeah.
I felt like
And they
why
play-
didn't they go over and redub Mark?
Right.
They kind of just used the footage. But then again,
was
it
just
kind of
stock.
sounded like as if Travis went back and redid his part. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, if you break
Oh,
down
I
the whole
don't know.
recording, it sounds
And it
pretty,
almost sounded like Lil Wayne went back and redid his part.
Yeah.
But Mark didn't because he was kind of shaky.
Yeah.
On the that's
I
the
don't-
time to touch you right away from me.
You know what's crazy
all like-
is they actually played it in the correct key that the album's on because
Oh, really?
his voice
I
is
thought it was
deeper
kind of cool
now.
though.
Yeah.
But like people got mad because they're going on tour like,
What is this? Blink-182 punk rock?
What?
Pop punk.
And then,
and then like they introduced Lil Wayne opening or whatever.
yeah,
And
like,
then
what the fuck?
but the thing is like I know that Lil Wayne and Travis are pretty good friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like Travis is like he's kind of involved in the rap game now, and he's like almost like managing and producing bands.
I seen him
producing
perform at
So it's not that big of a stretch because Lil Wayne even played on Travis's like solo album.
yeah.
Or he did a verse in a song.
I seen Travis play with Yellow Wolf a few years back
Oh yeah.
at the rooftop. They videotaped it. It's on YouTube now.
Yeah,
Shit.
Travis is all into hip hop. I saw him
He's-
on Joe Rogan like explaining it.
That was a trippy ass podcast, man.
Yeah, it was.
Because he fights the suicide disease
That was harsh,
because
man.
of what happened to him.
Yeah.
And fuck, you want to talk
It was
about
crazy to see him admit that.
fuck, but you want to
Joe
look
was
at
like,
someone that
"Whoa, this
have you
is
ever tried
deep."
DMT?
He didn't say it at that time.
You ever tried some Alpha Brain? But it's fuck. How do you? If you want to talk about adversity and overcoming shit, dude, that's a prime example. He still doesn't fly though
Oh, okay.
Of course he
doesn't.
doesn't.
Oh shoot.
because of what
I
happened.
didn't know that. Yeah, it makes sense, but I didn't know it.
It's like how can you? You almost died, and
Yeah.
people died in an airplane. You're forever
His story, that was like a
traumatized.
traumatic story when he
Dude.
told about it. And
Yeah,
freaking
have you heard the 911 call?
nah.
That's something out of a fucking movie, dude. It's terrifying. It's so weird, but
Yeah, shout out to Travis, man.
yeah, man, dude. Okay,
He's one of my heroes.
great. You're a double kick player.
Yeah.
Did you, by preference, start to do it, like because you got influenced by a particular drummer, or you just said, "No, I just want to play double bass"?
I would probably say it was probably like Metallica.
Lars,
Yeah.
the best worst drummer in the world.
Dials Eve. The drum tempo was 240 and change.
Now, Lars, back in, I want to say like mid to late 80s, he was on one, but if you ever noticed, he was more like an endurance drummer than a technical one.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I feel like he played for the song, which was made him
That's
so
the
great.
beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yes. He's the best worst drummer. That's what I call him. Because,
I don't think he's a bad drummer at all.
dude, he never repeats a fill. Ever notice that?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
That's kind of like Neil Peart.
Dude, Neil is a next level motherfucker
No, but
too.
like
He
Lars,
writes all
yeah,
the
some
goddamn
people
lyrics.
like say like, oh, he always does the same thing.
No,
But no, like
no.
the song, like he plays for the song, which is like the goal of the drummer, according to Modern Drummer Magazine. No, he's one of the greats. Man.
Well, he
I
is.
can't hate.
Every technical drummer doesn't like Lars because of his technicality.
that ain't true.
But
A lot of drummers give him
playing
props.
for the song is really what it's all about.
Yeah, he's a master at that.
Yeah.
He came up with this long freaking snare
And
fill.
then the money-
Every song.
The money beat. Everyone knows the money beat. It's the same not four on the floor, but it's the same.
Did he?
And you try different tempos, and then you have the money beat, and they call it the money beat because it's usually a song that hits really fucking popular with the crowd. Like what has a ton of money beats? The Black Album.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a slower tempo.
Yeah.
It's more of like a ballady.
But even
Type thing.
what's Holier Than Now has the money beat just sped up.
Oh yeah. Does it? The whole album is just so good.
That's all he does. System of a Down has a ton of money beats.
Really? Oh, are you talking? They call them money beats because they're at a certain tempo?
Because they're simple, and
okay,
it grabs the listener's attention right away.
Yeah, they used to call it like a 1-2.
Yes,
because it's just the solid beats. Nothing,
Tool doesn't have money beats that I know of. Not really.
Yeah,
maybe Sober.
No,
maybe no.
That's
but
way
not really.
more slow.
Motley Crue has a ton.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
I never heard it called that before, actually.
Yeah, it's called a money beat. Who else?
Tom Petty is the king of money beats.
Police. Genesis. Even all the shit that Phil Collins did.
It's like beats, 4 on the floor,
Yeah.
A lot of people call it that.
But the 4 on the floor, when you add the additional
bass drum
it makes it a dance
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
With the money beat supposedly doesn't have one with
White
the
Zombie
snare.
did it. Rob Zombie did it.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson did it. Rammstein.
It's a common beat.
The prime example. Rammstein does it a lot.
ACJC.
And like
Oh yeah. Oh, have you seen their new video?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was
it's
off the
fucking
charts,
awesome.
dude.
It's fucking
It was
amazing.
like Rammstein holds it down.
Well, a lot of young listeners don't even know who the fuck they are because they're they're older now.
Dude.
But they were banned from the United States for 10 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw their band get lifted.
No, they're legit, man.
When they came and played at the Forum. But why did they get banned? Because of their live show.
Yeah, they incorporated like sex toys and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was so it was awesome though. I liked it. It was fucking funny.
No, Rammstein is the shit, man.
But I mean, conservatives, man. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I hear you on that.
Are we good on time? All right, we're past the 50 mark. Shit, it's been awesome, dude. I don't know if you would like to plug in anything you're doing right now.
Sure, I'll give a shout out to the beat mixtape I made.
Oh,
I got 2 things to shout out.
All right, go for it.
Triple C Beats on YouTube.
Triple C Beats on YouTube.
Spelled out. And then that's a mixtape I made. It's like a full album of just beats.
Okay.
And then also with Vigester, we got a new video out. Colorblind.
Got it.
Yep, live at the Old Town Pub.
Okay.
Those 2 videos, those are like my newest things pretty much.
Triple C Beats on YouTube.
The Sweet Beat mixtape, and then Colorblind live at the Old Town Pub, Vigester.
And then you also have your personal Instagram handles. What is it?
Cliffordus Maximus.
Wow. Say that again.
Cliffordus Maximus the third from the Shire.
Now, what do you prefer? Are you more active on Instagram, Twitter?
I would say YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
Yeah, add me on there. Cliff Conway.
I don't even ask about Facebook anymore because they're banning people from the alt-right and they're very unorthodox and very unearthly of our First Amendment rights.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I just have bone.
No, Facebook has to ban the freaking Ray-Ban scam. Where you
dude, the Ray-Ban scam.
That's been going on for years. Shout out to anybody who knows what that is, but
you change your password because you think you got hacked.
Dude, if you notice, everybody has a photo in their archive that has their Ray-Ban ad. I'm like, this is the oldest freaking scam on the internet. And what's the end goal? Like,
or that one thing you had to paste on your wall. I do not give Facebook permission to use my pictures or whatever.
I know.
Oh, tonight at 12 o'clock, Facebook is going to kill everybody who doesn't subscribe. Please paste this.
It's like, what the heck?
And you're going to start charging for the service. So if you don't think that this is fair.
Then you get that in your inbox. Like, your homie's like, hey, bro, this is for real. It's like, dude, I'm still here.
Oh, how about the one where, do not, please, if you get a friend request from yada yada, do not accept it. This person is going to hack your life.
There's always those people that believe it.
Dude, I'm starting to believe in the whole perspective that the youth of today is basically telling me about Facebook is for old people. I'm not that young and I'm not that old, but
It's not true. There's a bunch of people on Facebook, man. I think it has more numbers than anybody, right?
It does.
It just has a lot of old people.
I don't know if Instagram is catching up, but at this point, I have seen it I see it as a total fucking spectator now. I have seen it grow into like just this big platform of like, I thought Twitter was bad, dude. Facebook just immediately caught up.
You think?
Yeah, I'm like, that's why they limit you on Twitter for the character count, even though they doubled it to 280. But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Thanks for being on the podcast again.
Man. This was fun.
Cliff Conway, Triple C. I don't know what last few words of wisdom you would like to give to the youth of America.
Take your vitamins, kids. Hulk Hogan here now.
But we'll do this again. This is fun. Next time we'll dig deep into the rabbit hole of whatever we're gonna fucking come up with. So till then, peace.
See ya.